Hi, I'm Jennifer Fairbanks, and thank you for watching my channel. I just wanted to give you a little heads up, and actually really an update on what I've been working on. I've not posted a lot of videos recently. The last one I did was the Laurel Sports Bra. I have actually been working hard on revising and updating drafting directions. And there's a couple things I actually want to ask you and get your advice on that I'll want you to add down to the comments shortly. But I just want to kind of let you know what I'm actually changing. So one of the things I've done and I've had a lot of feedback on is that taking measurements is very difficult. And especially if you are no longer perky, if you are now droopy, it is really hard to take those measurements. So I actually did kind of a quick little test, and I found a really easy way to come up with your measurement to do the draft. And all it is taking to get the cup size for your draft for the horizontal width is you basically take your under bust measurement snug without a bra on, so basically on the skin, and then you take your full bust measurement with your best fitting bra on, and the difference in there you can actually use as your drafting measurement for the horizontal. Now there's a few other things I'm including to do in the drafting instructions I'm updating. What I'm doing with these new set of instructions is I'm actually going to be incorporating different body shapes and sizes. So the basic instructions that I've done from version 1 and version 2 of the book is the premises were exactly the same, and actually the new instructions are very similar. I actually went back to the first edition and did some references along with the second edition. So the instructions aren't going to be a whole lot different, but they will include a lot of different variations to do for different bust shapes. So let's just talk about, so for the band, one thing that we'd be able to do is alter the directions based on the upper torso shape. So from the waist to the shoulders. You know, some people are a bit more tubular, so your over bust and your full bust are usually, or your over bust and your under bust may actually be the same measurement, and that's more of a tubular shape. So we'll be touching on some drafting for that shape, plus more angled where you've got a more drastic measurement, so difference from here to here, you know, of several inches. Another thing we also want to consider is torso length. So from a short torso to a tall torso. And when I was doing my measurements, realized that I don't have the long torso that I thought I did. I actually have an average size torso. I am very tall. I'm 5'9", but apparently I'm all legs. I actually was doing some comparison measurements between me and a couple other girls in my pattern testing group that were about 6 to 7 inches shorter than me, and their torsos were about the same length. So we're putting my size into the average torso. So we'll be just discussing, you know, how to kind of make those calls and how to draft for those shapes. Let's see what else I have here. That is for the band. Oh, and also narrow set, wide set. So being able to alter your instructions based on how close your busts sit together. That's mainly for the draft. For the cup, we're also going to be talking about how the chest difference. So like I said, if you're more tubular, your under bust and your over bust, and this is over bust, full bust, over bust, under bust. So if your under bust and full bust are closer to the same, the top of your cups are going to fit a little bit differently. If you're much wider on the top, you're going to need more room at the top, theoretically, to go around the body. So basically being able to draft your cups based on the width of your torso as well. Other things I'm going to be discussing in it is having shallow, short, tall, average, you know, omega versus, you know, regular. So I will be discussing and touching on a few other items. And if you do have difficulty taking measurements, I will have some ratios that you can actually take based on certain other measurements. So the measurement part should be a little bit easier. And actually right now, if you're still drafting from version 1 or version 2 and you want to get a quick horizontal bust measurement, just do what I said. Just take your under bust measurement on the skin and subtract it from your full bust in your best fitting bra, and that should be your drafting amount. So I've just been playing around with a whole lot of spreadsheets and making this, and to make a long story short, it's kind of making things more complex, but it's going to be easier to break it down for your own drafting. So I'm going to do my best to try and make it a little bit more user-friendly, but this is where I need your advice. I have done now 2 editions, first and second edition. These updated instructions, I can do one of 2 things, or I could even do both of them. Is I could just release it as a whole 3rd edition, possibly take a few things out, like the drafting on some of the software. I can remove that and maybe add another chapter or something in it. But the grading instructions are exactly the same. I'm not changing anything on that. I'm really not changing any other content. So what I could do is basically create a 3rd edition to update this. So if you don't have it, you can basically just get the 3rd edition. But what I can also do is a drafting 3.0, which could be just a book, kind of more of a pamphlet on just the drafting and any other changes that are going to be in the book. That way, if you already have the book, you don't want to spend another $40 on another book. I might be able to get a little pamphlet for about $20 or something. So definitely let me know what you would like. If you think that you would get, the just a little add-on, or if you think I should actually do a whole 3rd edition. That way it kind of overwrites all previous instructions. I'll put this one out of print. But then if you want to get the new instructions, it's a lot easier and more attainable, so you don't have to spend $40 again. Another thing that I'm planning to do with this, and when I release it, is that I will be adding an online class that is going to be designed to be free for those who actually purchase the new instructions. I still have to figure out the logistics on all that. I have actually created an online course website, which I'm not officially announcing yet. It's still I'm tweaking it, making a few more changes. But I will have more of my information, and you will get me to answer questions and show pictures and upload files and do all sorts of stuff if you would like more one-on-one. But as of other than that, I think that's kind of the majority of my updates. It's mainly on the bra book. So you can see this is one I've actually been working on as a tester. I actually am doing 2 different variations of drafting just to test them. I have a couple girls I'm working with to test a few different theories I have besides these. So I have one side drafted with one method, one drafted with the other. This has all kind of been fun and exciting, and I love doing all those spreadsheets and the math. Although I had to draw a line the other day when it was getting into tangents and cosines. I was like, I'm not ready for trig right now. So I'll just stick with my algebra and my spreadsheets, and I'll be good for there. Other than that, I'm not really sure. It is February. I'll be teaching at the Bra Making Conference in June. I believe it's in Baltimore. So I'll be there doing this new drafting method, which is why I've got to rush and get this finished. And I should actually be releasing the instructions kind of in conjunction with the conference I'll be doing. So it's about 4 months before these things will be finally ready to be released. But if you're on my testing group, you might be able to test some of the instructions ahead of time and make me troubleshoot it all. And then other than that, I've got, actually next month I'm going to be doing another sale here at my home to try and clear out of a lot of the elastics, the decorative elastics I'm no longer going to be stocking. So I'm going to be clearing out of that some of the old fabrics I have from my store. I still have boxes full of fabrics, and I have lots of elastics over here. So I have a lot of things. So if you are local or anywhere within a few hour radius of here, you might be worth your time to come over for it. It was a big success last time, but I only got rid of about 1/4 of the stuff that I had out. And that's planned for April 6th, I believe it's the Saturday. But I'll have more information on my blog, and maybe I'll do another update on YouTube. I will try. But thank you, and make sure you share your feedback with me on what you think I should do, and I am open to all feedback. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you would like to have more content like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment below. Thank you very much.